So the .NET Core CLI or the .NET Core command line interface is a cross-platform tool for developing your application, running, building, and publishing the application which is developed with your .NET Core IDE. Suppose you are creating a new application in Visual Studio, building it, running it, and publishing it within its development environment. Then you can also create the application by using the .NET Core CLI commands. So the basically when the .NET Core CLI is creating one application or building or publishing the application, it internally uses it uses the command line interface to execute some commands to build, restore, or creating the application. Also, the Visual Studio internally uses the command line interface or the commands to execute the application or to run the application in its editor. So before starting with the .NET Core CLI part, we will create one application in Visual Studio, basically a console application, and we will run that same application by using the CLI commands. So as we have said that the .NET Core CLI is used to execute the commands by using the command line interface. The Visual Studio also uses the commands or the CLI commands internally to create, restore, publish, and run .NET Core applications. So this is not limited to the .NET. This is not limited to the Visual Studio IDE, but it can also run, or the CLI can be also used by the another editors like Visual Studio Code to execute or to run the command to run the your application in our development machine by using the IDEs which are used in the different environments. So to check whether the .NET CLI is installed on our local machine or not, you can go or you can use our command prompt to check whether the .NET Core CLI is installed along with your computer. So whenever we are installing the .NET Core SDK, the .NET Core command line interface or CLI is installed on our system. So we don't have to install it separately in our system. To check whether the .NET Core CLI is available along with your system, just type the .NET command and press enter. It will show the options or the commands which we can execute and this command line editor. So this means that the .NET Core CLI is available with your system. So what is mean by the help command? So basically this will display all the available commands with the .NET Core CLI. If you enter the .NET with -help or -h character, then it will show all the available commands which can be used by the .NET Core framework to run, publish, create a new application in this current system. So these all are the commands which are available with the .NET Core CLI. Next is the info. The info command will show you all the information about the host as well as what are the environments installed in your system. So here the runtime environments are specified in this section along with the operating system name, version, OS platform, then the operating system version and the base part of the .NET Core SDK. Also, it will show you some architectural details, the SDKs what are installed in our system. I have installed 6.0 as I am having the Visual Studio 2022 version. So by default, the .NET Core 6 version is installed in my system. So what are the .NET runtimes available with my system are specified by using this command. Also, the .NET Core information or the .NET information by using the commands or by using the links, we can go through on these links and we can get that information here. So next is the list of SDKs. So when we execute the command .NET list of SDKs, it will show the available SDKs in your system. And whenever we are going to call the method or the command .NET list of runtimes, it will show you all the runtime environments available in your system. As I have already discussed or I have already told that I am already having the .NET Core 6 version available with the Visual Studio which is available in my system. So here the commands, these commands will show you or that these commands will help you to display the information or the basic information about the environments, SDKs, operating system versions, architectures and the available commands with the .NET Core CLI. Then next is the command structure. So .NET is having the basic command structure with the driver name as .NET. So whenever you are going to execute any command in the command line interface or the CLI, it should start with the keyword or with the driver name as .NET. So basically it has two responsibilities. First is to run the command or check the available platforms to run the application. Next is the actual command name which we have specified here, that is .NET --info. Then the list of arguments which we will be passing to your command and the optional keywords or the options with the command, whether you have to specify some path whenever you are going to publish any application. So the .NET Core will .NET Core CLI will use this command line structure or syntax to execute the commands. So next is the command. I have given two examples over here. Like what is mean by the command? The command here is the build, which will build the actual code or the which will build your application in the .NET Core CLI by using the .NET Core CLI. Similar to the build command, there is one more command which is a publish. It will publish your application, or it will help to publish your application by using the command line interface. Arguments. Whenever you are passing some information, then it is called as the arguments, right? Next is the optional parameter passing. Here I am publishing one project by the name which has the name as Hello World Demo. So here .NET is the driver name, publish will be my command, and the Hello World Demo will be my argument name or the actual project name, and then there will be the optional parameter of the file where I am going to publish my application. So whenever I am executing this command, the publish or the DLLs which will be published, or the project or the published project will be available in this particular location. So before going to execute the commands in the command line interface, let's create one application or console application by using the Visual Studio, which will help you to understand the .NET Core CLI part in a better way. Here I have already created one project, but let's create one more. So whenever you are selecting the new project template, there are multiple templates available here as well, and there are the types of templates which are majorly used.
We are not able to see the Visual Studio.
Oh, sorry.
I think we have to minimize this.
I'm resuming. Let's create one new application by using the Visual Studio. So what we will do, we will select the file menu, then a new option, and then we will select the project template which we will be creating, or which the type of project we will be creating in our application. So these are the frequently used templates over here, and here it will show you the languages in which language you are going to create your application. Also, it will show you some platform names here and the project types in this drop down. So I'm selecting the console application project with the C# and which can be available with the Linux, Mac and Windows OS. So as we have already discussed, the .NET Core is the cross platform, so it can run its applications in the various operating systems. Here you can specify your project name, then the project location where you want to save your project. You can change it by using the browse menu as well. Then the solution that create, I am selecting create one new solution. For this solution name will be similar to the project name, as I am selecting the place solution and project in same directory, means the solution will be created with the same name as the project name. So next I am clicking on the next button. Here the .NET Core version information is available in this drop down. Currently I am using Visual Studio 2022. So Visual Studio 2022 has the by default support for .NET Core 6.0 and which falls under the LTS, that means the long term support category. Here with every keyword or with every word there is some information or the tooltip is available that shows you the additional information about this particular word or the framework, right? So next we are creating the project in .NET Core. So this is our program files or the program file which will contain some information and which will be writing something in the as the output window, right? So in Visual Studio you can build your application by using the options available on when you are clicking the right click on the project. You can build your application. Once here in the output window you will find the whether your application is succeeded or the build is succeeded or not. Next you can publish your application. It will show you some information about where to publish and how the publish will work in this particular window. I will select folder and then path, and then that particular at that particular location your application will get published, right? So you can set here publish path as well, right? So next I can run the Visual Studio or the application which is created in the Visual Studio by clicking here. So all these functionalities which are available with the Visual Studio, like creating a new project, building your application, then running your application, publishing your application, is available along with the .NET Core CLI part. So here I have run this application, which is still loading. Now from the program class, here we have written that hello world, and the same is written in the output window, right? So I am going to stop this. Now I will be using the .NET Core CLI to run this particular application, to build this publish or build and publish this application by using the CLI commands. So as we have already created one application, I will do, I will run that application by using the .NET commands, my application is available in this particular location. So what I will do, I will set the application path for this from this particular .NET Core application or this publish path on the creation of the development and creation of the new application path will be set in this particular command. So cd e slash dot net core slash running slash. Now here I have given the path of this particular application in the command or the CMD window. Now I can directly run my commands here to publish my application like this .NET build. Here I'm getting some result as build is succeeded. So the same functionality which is available in the Visual Studio build is available along with the .NET Core CLI, and the Visual Studio is already using the .NET Core CLI commands internally to build, publish and run their applications. So here we have seen that we can execute the build command to build the application which we have recently developed in the Visual Studio. So next is we can also publish our application in .NET Core CLI by using the command .NET publish, and here we can specify the path where you wanted the publish files. So here I am passing the publish folder path. Here the .NET is the keyword, publish is my command. O, by using the parameter or -o, we can pass the optional parameters here. Here in my system there is no folder with the publish with the name as the publish. So what .NET Core CLI will do, it will create the folder with the name as publish, and if I am specifying the other details, like I wanted to set the folder on I wanted to create one more folder, console app2, and in this specific location I wanted the publish files. So now you can check here. Here is one folder created with the name as publish, and inside that publish folder there is one folder by the name console app2, which we have specified in our command, and these are our DLLs which will be used to deploy your application. Similarly, build and publish, we can also run our application by using the CLI editor. So what you have to do, we have to pass the path of the application or the whole path of the application, and you have to just write the command as .NET run, where .NET is the driver and run is our command name. So what it will do, it will run your project which we have specified in this path. Now you can see the output over here, which is hello world.
Why it is taking time to run these all commands?
I think my keyboard is not working properly. That's why it's enter button is not getting pressed. You can check here. It will not take more time. Right. So similarly, you can create the new project by using the .NET command or .NET CLI editor. So the following command which we have specified here will be used to create a new project with .NET Core CLI editor. Right. So what I will do, I wanted to create a new project at the location E and inside the folder with the name as example. If I wanted to create the same folder, same project, then I will use the command. I will use the command only .NET new and console. Here .NET is the driver. New keyword will or new command will be used to create a new application, and here we are specifying the template name, whether we have to create a web API project, where we have to create a console project, and just pressing the enter button. Now in my particular folder, that is in the example folder, I will be able to create a new project by the name similar to the folder name. So what I will do, I will go here. Here is my folder name. So by same name as folder name, I have created one application over here. If you wanted to create the new project with the different name, you can execute the commands and you can specify the.
But we have written only .NET new console. But how
Yes.
is creating as an example? What?
Okay. Here I have not specified the name of my project. That's why it's taking the root folder name, or not the root folder name, but subfolder name as its project name. Now I am creating the new application by using the command which will pass the name of the console application. So here I am passing the name of my project which we are going to create by using the CLI editor. Now inside the .NET, okay, not name. Inside the .NET, inside the training or inside the example folder, there will be a new project by the name as my app. So you can check here. We are it is getting we are sure we can see here there is one folder, new folder is created by the name as my app, and inside that folder we can find our new application. All right, so now we have created one application, we have built that application, we have published, and we can run the .NET Core applications by using the command line editor. Now we have created one console application, so we can also create one project which is basically the .NET Core API project, and we can run that project by using the command line interface as well. So I'm going to show you one web application project here. So it has some framework information, authentication type information, which authentication type you are going to use in your application, whether you are going to configure it for HTTPS or HTTP only, whether you wanted to enable the Docker framework, then Docker OS information, then what are you are whether you are going to use the minimal APIs, enable Swagger support, or do not use the top level statement, you can check or uncheck here. All right, so here we are going to create one web API project, and the same project we will be going to publish, run by using the .NET Core CLI editor. Now we have one application, or we have one application name as web application one. Right, so now what we will do, we will set the path to that particular application, right? cd inside the example folder we have our new web application. So
This
I'm
is just
setting,
for information purpose, or we have to use commands throughout this training?
no, we can this is just to show you the purpose of the .NET Core CLI. So basically at the time of development we will be using the .NET build and these commands which are available with Visual Studio. I'm changing the path to the new application. CD.
CD double dot nahi, only CD.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Now my project path is the web application one. Now I'm going to build this particular application. .NET build. So like the console application, we can also build, publish our application or the different type of application by using the command line interface. Now we have seen that our output of the console application was visible in the this particular editor only, right? So whenever we are running the web API project, let's see what we are getting the output. Here it will show the information about the port, on which port the application is running with the HTTP protocol, right? So if you browse this particular URL, you can find that our application is running is in the running mode, and it will show you the information of the Swagger which is available if it is enabled to your uh, .NET Core application. Right.
Please, please disconnect your charger. It will work fast.
Right. What am I?
With the what happens with the laptop if I or system if you are charging continuously and it will slowly the system.
Right. Right. Now here is my application. In the web API project, there is one controller with the there is one by default controller with the name as weather forecast, right? So what I will do, I will just write the method which is the get method available with the controller, and will execute that method, will show you some information which is available with this particular method, right? Now by default the get method is called over here, and this method will return some information about or it will show you the information which is available with this particular method. So now we have seen that the console application we can run by using the CLI editor. Also we have run the web application by using the .NET Core CLI editor. So next is the adding the package reference to your .NET Core project. So suppose you wanted to add one package to your console or to your web application. So in the Visual Studio, you can add the package by using the command line, .NET Package Manager console or the .NET Package Manager UI, which is available in the Tools section, right? So here, by using the command line editor, you can also install the new packages to your project. So here I am adding one package which is named as newtonsoft.json to our application.
That is there we can place control C, right? In previous control.
Yes, yes. Now I'm writing down this command in the CLI editor to install the package which is named as newtonsoft.json. Now you can see there is in the project file there is no package with the name which is newtonsoft.json. So as soon as we are hitting the command that .NET add package, here the .NET is the command, add package, .NET is our driver, add package will be the command name along with the arguments here, right? So as soon as I enter, it will add the package newtonsoft.json to my project web application 1. Initially, now here you can see the newtonsoft.json package is installed in your system and the information is available in the project file. The project file part we will be covering in the upcoming session as well. So this is just to give you the information how the .NET Core CLI installs the package using its editor. So here I have installed one package. Similarly, I can remove that package by using the .NET Core CLI commands. So to remove the package from your application, just simply write the command .NET remove package with package name. So this will remove the package newtonsoft.json from your application. You can check it or you can verify same here. Now there is no package newtonsoft.json in your application, right? So basically we have learned here how to create application, how to run publish your applications and build your applications by using the CLI editor and as well, and you we have learned here how to add and remove a reference by using the CLR editor.